What is vibin, everyone? This is Vish, and today I will be responding to the unbelievable power of imagination, a Sadhguru exclusive. I'm a meditation coach and been meditating over 2 years on a daily basis and have guided over hundreds of people in their meditation journeys. If you would like to learn how to meditate or have any questions about meditation, please feel free to just DM me on Instagram at VishVibez or just respond to me at the comments down below. Now, the title of this video is The Unbelievable Power of Imagination, and it is by Sadhguru, who has been a huge, amazing inspiration in this spiritual journey that I have partaken in, especially in the past year or so. He does an amazing job explaining a lot of questions that people have in a very simple as well as explorative way. So he doesn't necessarily give you answers a lot of the times, but instead he gives you directions, and I think that's super important. That's what he talks about. The job of a guru is really just to guide you and act as a light in the darkness. So this video's intent is really simply just to respond and react to this video of Sadhguru, and I do want to emphasize Sadhguru probably does say it best because the words are coming from him directly. The intent of the self is really just to summarize and add questions that may arise and hopefully explain things in an alternate way that might resonate with you. And with that, let's get straight to the video.
Tantra is willing to use the mind in a certain way.
Alright, so you just talked about Tantra, which I'm super curious to learn about and what he has to offer about that. However, before I continue, I just have to very simply point out the observation that I have, which is the beautiful background and honestly just the radiating essence that is coming from his outfit and the flowers, and I don't know, it's just a very natural, beautiful sight to see, and I just had to point that observation out. Ooh. Sounds very mystical.
Tantric processes need elaborate visualization. Elaborate.
Clearly.
Very sophisticated levels of visualization to a point where it manifests. To make mental process just like a physical process is what Tantra is trying to do. To make imagination so strong that after some time it is like physical. You actually create a ghost or you create a god, both are possible. Both are possible, any kind of form you want, you can actually create it, manifest it and make it walk. You know, like I was probably at that time, first standard, means I'm 5, 6, 7 I think, second, third standard I must have been. And I have a cousin brother, who's a no good fellow. So at that time, in my mind, I'm, you know, like if I'm sitting like this, I'm…
By the way, for those of you that aren't aware, a cousin brother is essentially your first cousin. At least that's what I know from the experience of the self.
I can be engaged in my mind for hours on end without any communication with anybody because I'm setting up all kinds of things. So I loved Mysore Zoo so much, I want to have my own zoo. So I designed my own zoo.
I also do have to say, just in general with the progression of all of his videos, which start off very interview raw styled, I really loved the animations and all the different cinematic effects that are going into the video, which maybe I can incorporate in these videos one day.
I didn't call it a zoo, it was a world by itself, where animals were not locked as I wanted them, they were all over the place.
Wow, beautiful.
Lots of animals, and of course I had a rhinoceros and everything. So this fellow, one day something, he was with me and I told him, you want to see my pet animals. And yeah. So I just kind of took him in. I just started talking to him and I sat with him and I told him, see, this is it, can you see this, can you see this, can you see this one? Every day he wants to go. Couple of times I allowed because he had something that I wanted. After that he has nothing but he wants to go every day. And every day I have to sit with him and take him in. He got addicted to it. I'm saying, it can become so real.
Hold on, I do have to put a quick pause on that. Definitely a little confused. I assumed the Meister Zoo was an actual zoo, and it seems like right now he's just talking about his imagination and how somehow he was taking his friend into that world. I mean, now I'm even questioning, is the friend a part of the imagination, or the cousin brother, is he a part of the imagination, or is he even real? Definitely confused at the moment.
Whatever human beings are doing, use the same things to elevate yourself. This is the way of the Tantra. When it comes to the Guru, he exercises Tantra on the disciple in different ways, in ways that they will not know. If you get connected like this energy-wise with a powerful deity, capabilities that are enshrined into that deity becomes available to you. Someday you must do that with me, or if you find me unattractive, you can do it with Dhyana Linga. Tantric processes.
Okay, so as of now, it seems like this video in particular is just like a real quick high-level summary of each episode. 2 is exclusive. Yeah, that's interesting. I really can't say too much because I personally haven't experienced what he's talking about, but it's interesting because he says that you can get superpowers and how gurus have special powers that they can give to you, and yogis do, and we'll find out more, I guess.
Need elaborate visualization. You will see Parvati wanted to have a child. The epithelial cells from your body, the earth for the material, your own energy and your mind, you make a baby out of it and it stands up. Once you initiate…
So he just talked about making a baby from the dirt. I have heard the story of Ganesha and how he was formed. I do think it was wax. I could be wrong, but either wax or clay or dirt, one of those, in which the mom just, was able to create from that material and create a life, which according to Sadhguru is very much possible. So yeah, I don't know. It seems interesting and definitely very fascinating. I just don't know how true it is because I haven't experienced this, and I don't know if you have either. And if you have, let me know in the comments.
Get people into tantric processes, we cannot leave them alone because technology is an evolving process. With tantric practices or tantric methods, the change is dramatic.
Beautiful.
Tantra is a series of initiations. More than the practice, it's a series of initiations. When you went into it, how you were, when you came out of it, you're not the same person anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if he answered that question. I mean, the question was, are Isha practices tantric? And I think they are, from what he said. I mean, I have heard about the special initiation as well as consecration ceremonies that occur when you do attend his programs, and I think it's very possible. I just don't know too much. Again, like I said, this video is a very high-level, exclusive showing of what his episodes are about, so there is a very limited amount that we can understand, but let's just continue and maybe have a few answers at the end.
The Tibetans, because they came from a culture which was steeped in occult, they were looking for magic, they want things to happen. They added Dakinis and Dakinis and everybody to Buddha. In the tantric principle, everything fits in because there's no principle. The principle is of unity.
So, Kailash is known as the Tantric mountain. He found Padmashambhava as an 8-year-old boy. It might have been a completely different realm altogether. And it did phenomenal things, which would have never been done with simple meditative processes.
So this video, I would have to honestly say there are just so many things going on. It is a high-level, brief preview of the different episodes, and it definitely seems interesting. I mean, I really can't invalidate what he's saying. I mean, I'm really just a meditation coach and have not experienced any of the tantric practices that he talks about. And so am I going to be getting this special exclusive showing? Probably. I probably will check it out and maybe share more of that with you all. But I guess a real quick takeaway that I wanted to present with y'all is, I mean, one, to always be open to possibilities. We tend to be so conclusive and judgmental and always make assumptions about certain things and the way they are, but with the path of the conscious, it's all about observing the things the way they are, without a single cloud of judgment. And with this whole video, as I observed it, as conscious as possible, it really just came down to a spark of direction that would help ignite the self into exploring a new direction of these tantric practices. And I have no clue what they mean, to be honest, and we'll be sharing more of that as I learn. To say the least, it really comes down to being open-minded to possibilities and not shutting down anything. And I mean, just think about how powerful the human mind is, the body, even just the technology and how far we've come. If you told people 200 years ago that we could FaceTime people and fly on airplanes like a few hundred years ago, they would call it crazy. And so I would definitely not rule out any of these things in terms of the powers of the body and the mind, because in general, if you look at the direction that technology has gone in present day, especially the Western and modern era, it's all about engineering the external, whether it's your iPhone or whether it's this massive sculpture. We really haven't done much to engineer the self, and that's what Sadhguru's programs really focus on, which is just why it's called inner engineering. And I personally haven't participated, but it is something that I would love to participate in and share the journey with you all. And with that, I want to thank you so much for watching this and checking out the response I had to The Unbelievable Power of Imagination by Sadhguru. I want to thank him, as always, for shedding these amazing lights of wisdom and consciousness. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Take it joyfully, stay conscious, and make it a great day.